Good evening. I'm Fredrick Bainomugisha from Fredisch farm, and I'm happy to host you here, as well as to discuss more about goat farming. You asked about things to consider before starting a goat farm. Well, majorly there are three principles, and these ones they go in a chronological order. Number one would be management. Like any other business, you need proper management. Number two is genetics. Okay. Number three is feeds. So if you have good management, you plan it properly, then you have less losses. If you have no feeds and you try to stock animals, then you end up in losses because they would die. They have nothing to eat. You have to plan very well for your feeds. Plant feeds before even you think about purchasing animals. Then when we talk about genetics, which is the final bottom line, genetics, I'll turn it into your goal, because you have to decide which, you have to go for the best genetics, but you have to decide which field you are going in. In livestock, in goat farming, you have to decide, am I going for the milk, the goats which are doing dairy, or I need to go for beef. If you go for beef, still you need to look at which specific genetics will perform best, because for meat we are looking at growth rate, the average weight gain per day. Also we are looking at the maximum weight it can attain at maturity. Forget about the resistance of diseases and so on. Every animal on poor management and treatment, you can end up losing. Then for dairy, you would look at something different, like how many liters per day and so on. So specifically, let me just focus much on the three principles, the management. Before you start any goat farming, you need to consider management. Look at your security, look at the staff, look at the experience they have, you are going to use, location, do feasibility study about your market, understand, get information around you, and get to know in the area I'm in, who are other farmers I can look at as role models. Then plant your feeds. Also do research on the feed ratio. How many animals am I looking at? How many tons do I need per season? Because you might be relying on rainy seasons. Maybe if you are doing irrigation, then you all need to know about the acreage and how many animals you are stocking, and look at the quality or nutrition value of your feeds you are going to plant and make a decision. So the bottom line is decision making before you decide to start. Then the genetics and where to source them. If you've gone with beef animals, you have to look at, let's say, three breeds. Number one, Boer. Number two, Savannah. Number three, Red Kalahari. Mubende, yes, it's a local goat, it's good, but then you weigh their characteristics, or if you are in a place which is waterlogged, if you have if you are in a hilly place, you are in a very dry, in hot places, then you have to consider this savanna, because it can repel the heat and sun rays and so on. If you are in areas without shrubs, then you have to consider grazers like Boer, which can feed on ground as well. So that's all. Only three principles, then you're good to go.